it's easiest to start off with this isometric box. So I'm just giving myself the overall height of this object, and sometimes you can even measure it off of here, but I'm just kind of estimate just this box so it has the height. And from that space you're going to go 30 degrees, or an angle that's 30 degrees this direction from the top and the bottom, and do the same this way, 30 degrees. This is kind of a cutout box, so when I take a look at the actual plan view, you know, it's trying to give me the length and the width, so I have the height, and this refers back to the geometry, the x, y, z coordinates. So finding where that is, it's an arbitrary distance of approximately that distance away. So that gives you the overall width and top. To find the top, now that I have these two corners, and keeping it parallel once again, just like the other drawings, that's where this goes back. And since I don't really know where this point is right here, as long as it's 30 degrees from this corner, that's going to give me this overall piece. So if you had this as a block of wood that you then had to cut this part out, that's the initial way that you'd want to start it out. So the next part is probably the easiest, is to do the side view, so making this shape. So it's about this tall, about a third of the way up. So I'm just going back. It's not all the way. You can kind of see it in the drawing, and you can see it on the object. So right about here I'm just going to go vertical with it, and that gives me that setup. It's no different than some of the stuff that we just did here, so it's no different than the first one, just a little different proportion. Okay. So once you have that, you're just going to project this across, and again this is all 30-degree lines, scooching right across there. Do the top and the bottom. That's representing this front piece and the top of this one up here, and then do them where this is matching inside. Now this may overlap this one, that's okay. We'll take that out in a little bit. And just to keep it simple, I'm just going to take it from these two corners, even though this part doesn't show it right here, this part's missing. I'm still going to just kind of sketch it in there just to show it to you how it builds up. So that has most of this L shape taken out. Just to keep it simple, just going to take out this part right here. And again, it's about a third of the distance. There's three of these, one missing. So you can, it's equal measures, so just kind of find a third of the distance. And that's going to be a vertical. So it's three sets of parallel lines that help you build this up. And then it goes back about a third of the distance back. So here's 1, 2, and 3. So just come back 30 degrees this way. And depending on where you end this, it doesn't matter for that part because it's still going to be a cutout from here. And once you see this, I'm just going to take a little of the eraser here and take off some of this just so it doesn't get too confusing for you. Take out this front line. So now you can start to see it showing up. And then from this corner, just taking this back 30 degrees and ending this one right here. And this piece comes out. So pretty close, almost done. Last part is just this again. This is about 2/3 of this 1/3 being left over. And this is actually this part extended back. So if you take this line back, it matches right there, and just go up, following parallel lines up to here, and 30 degrees over this way. The only thing you have to finish now is just this back piece. This part goes back, and this part goes back. And there you have the shape. Okay. Now this part doesn't have it. You can actually see a little bit of the corner here, but you can also tuck it back into that section. Once you have this, then now you're trying to shade this in again. 3 panels of those sections, just as if you were to take it from the Illustrator file. And this is what I'm trying to get you to think of, is looking at these 3 panels for these different shapes to have a light, a medium, and a dark side, and then based off of the drawing, shading it so that it has the tones blending that piece in. Okay. So once I have that, I can just start to do like I've done before, just kind of follow the contour. In other words, this 30-degree line for it. This is the second tone, mid-tone. This part's going to be the darker value, so I can just heavy that up pretty good. This part's going to be dark. This one's going to be the mid-tone. And on the top part that's light, just take the line that you made and just blend it from whatever value that is and just fade into the paper. So here's the top, kind of blending this in, fading it, and doing the same here. The cast shadow for this one, again, here's the base of this, so this will be a little heavier where it touches the ground here. So just give it a line there. Whichever angle you do this at, and I'll try to bring in some pictures for this. Here's the light source coming down, so that's going to be this piece cast. This will go back because it represents this line here. Where this ends, okay, that's going to be where this comes down, so just extend this out. Same angle as this. And then you have to just project this down and come out this direction. And this is a 30-degree line too. So this becomes your cast shadow for this part. And same for this little section, just the same angle as this one, projected right here. And the same angle here is going to be cut behind it, so it's just a solid shadow back there. So once you have that, then you can go a little heavier and really shade this, giving it the gradients, and see how you do on it. Again, try to find those edges. That's why when I come around to look at your work, try to do that. Make it a gradient, blending it. Whether you have a ruler or a straight edge, you can place this on here too. Let's try a ruler this time. And it not only gives you the straight edge, but lets you push it along as a guide. See if you can't get that illustrated in there. Okay.